Hiboy X300. You know what? And it's powered by Gyro, whatever that is. And what this is, so this is Hiboy's version of a larger style scooter. As you can see, it's more of a large style frame scooter. I have their S2 Pro, and I think it's a great scooter. I still ride that thing from time to time. It's a quick little scooter, but it is smaller. It's a lot smaller than this. This is a more of a full frame type scooter. And what I'm gonna do for y'all in this video is I'm just gonna kind of go over the specs of this thing and do a walkthrough from the front tire back to the motor, then up to the display. And then we'll do for a ride test, and I'll come back here and give you my final thoughts on this. So yeah, let's get into the walkthrough now. Actually, let's get into the specs now. So this is a 13.5 amp hour battery, 48 volts, which gives you a range of between 35 and 37 miles. I think it can easily get about 35 miles, maybe 40 if you use your foot a little bit. And this actually has a removable battery. That's very unusual for a scooter. You put a key in here, you lift this deck up, and then you can remove the battery. You can charge it in the house. So that means you could take the battery inside, leave the scooter outside. But if you don't want to do that, the charge port is right there. There's also a charge port on the side of the battery to charge it. It takes about 6 hours to get a fully charge on it, which is to be expected out of a 13.5 amp hour battery. So the motor's a 500 watt. It gets 750 watt of peak power out of this thing, but you're going to get a nominal of 500 watts of power out of here. I'd like to see a little more torque out of it, but I think once you get this thing going, especially on flat ground, it just goes. This thing goes very smooth with this motor right here, which gives you a top speed of 23 miles per hour. And it can do it. I've got it up to 23. It will hold 20 very easy. It does have cruise control on it. So you can turn the cruise control on. You can hold that baby at 20 like it's no problem. Rider height is from 4'9" to 6'9". So if you're a center for in the NBA, I think you can handle this. 6'9" would put your head about right there. So 4'9" to 6'9", that's a big jump right there, everybody. So overall scooter weight is 52, around about 53 pounds overall scooter weight, and its max weight capacity on this thing is 265 pounds. So it can handle it. I believe it, because it's a very wide scooter and it's very robust built. This is not built like a small toy. Okay, when I got mine in, I actually got mine with this little rider bag. I like this bag a lot. This was a very handy feature. It got reflections right there. I can carry the charger in here, and I've got my keys down there for removing the battery. Bottle holder right here, so that was good that it had a bottle holder on it. I like that. Now, starting up here at this front tire, so these are pneumatic, they are not solid tires, which gives you a little more cushier ride. These pneumatic tires, and they're 12 inches, so they can go over speed bumps, potholes, cracks in the sidewalk like that. So for stopping power on here, you've got 140 millimeter rotors with mechanical disc brakes. I think they're adequate for what a scooter is. You don't really need hydraulic brakes. You know, hydraulic brakes are always nice, but I don't think you really need them that much when you're on a scooter. Has a front shock on it. I thought this front shock was pretty good. It's a spring loaded. I think it absorbs. It seems to have maybe around about 2 inches of travel right there, and it seems to do its job. I don't see any issues with it at all. Has a little reflector sticker on it. I like that little attention to detail. Reflectors here on the sidewall. I went over the battery and all of that. It's got a rubberized deck right here on it, little small kickstand. Moving on back, same way, 140 millimeter disc in the back. There's your motor, mechanical disc brakes, has a fender with a tail light. That is a tail light and brake light. That works as both. Do not use this as a foot. This is plastic. It's made to just keep the mud off your shoes and keep them from coming up your back. To fold this down, you're gonna use this lever right here, pop this down, it folds down, the stem will lock into place, then you can pick it up, carry it around, and it seems to work great for that. The hand grips are very solid. They're not locking, but I don't get them to move. That seem to work very well. Thumb throttle right there, power on, headlight, left turn signal, right turn signal. Has a little bell. My bell stopped working. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I can loosen that screw and just kind of loosen it up in there. But it did work really well for a while, but after a couple of months, maybe I got some water in there. My little spring is like smashed up in there. So I might take that apart and clean it. Brake levers, once again, they're mechanical disc brakes, but I think these brake levers work well. Easily grab, turn it on, hold this down for about 3 seconds. Very nice color display. It's not blinking. That's just a shutter in the camera here. You can see how it comes on. You've got a battery indicator, a tripometer, miles per hour. See the Bluetooth blinking. This does have an app to it. It's a pretty basic app, but I think it's great to have an app. You can check your battery, you can check your travel and how much speed you got, reset things. So to change modes, I'm in mode 3. Hit it once, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. That's all you got. Hit that once, headlight is on. You can see the headlight's decent. You know what? It's a small scooter headlight. And there's the tail light. I would recommend putting more brake lights and tail light on you if you're gonna be out at night. Go into the app and turn the cruise on and off. This has cruise control, but it's done with the app. You can't do it on the display. They even have this little cover right here. This is to give you, that way you don't get so much glare from the sun. They actually thought that out. Good job on Hiboy to put that little glare reduction thing on there. And the turn signal, turn that on. You got a left turn signal there with a audible right turn signal there. Let me back up a little bit. Look how nicely you can see that. That is nice. And it is beeping, so that way you don't end up leaving it on. And then to turn it off, all you're gonna do is hold this button down right here, and it goes off. You know what, enough talking. Let me go ahead, go back, put this thing to the ride test, and then I'll come back here and give you my final thoughts of what I thought about this X300. So let's get on the trail now, or let's get on the road now. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do the ride test. Let's see how this thing goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. I've got my speedometer going on this one, and we'll see what top speed is in level 1. You do have to give it a little kick to start. There you go, I'm wide open on that throttle, everybody. Cruise just locked in at 12 miles an hour. 12, actually 13 by the GPS, 12. It's jumping between 13 and 12. Okay, I don't see it going any faster than 11 or 12. Let's go ahead and let's hit level 2. All it is one button mash, level 2. I feel a little kick there. 16, 16, 17. Cruise control is locked at 17. 17 on the GPS and 17 on that. Level 2, we'll call it at 18. Cruise control's locked at 18. Seems to be working fine for me. Okay, let's go ahead and put it up in level 3. So we'll put it on max speed right here. There it is, all the beans, everybody. Let's see how fast we can get it going. 20. 22, we'll call it at 22, top speed, level 3, 22. So on flat ground, this thing actually rolls pretty good. All right, taking it down a hill, so let's see how fast we can get it going. Elbows tucked, looks like 24. These are kind of BMX style handlebars, so you can hang on nicely and you're in a good riding position. Look how big this deck is down here. It's one of the largest decks of all the scooters I've owned. We'll see how it does going up this hill, level 3. You get that beep. So this is probably 15% grade. I wouldn't say it's 20, I would say, but it's fairly steep for what it is. And then this is where this scooter, it seems to handle it level 3 wide open. I think it does good enough up this hill. You know, I'm doing 10 miles an hour up a hill with no problem. It's not like slowing down at all. I mean, it's actually speeding up. I'm at 14 and it's still holding easily on it. Actually, I got the cruise on, and then I can just kind of rest my hands like this with the cruise. There's a little off-road option right there. Let's hit some off-road option. There it is. It handled the 15% grade pretty good. We'll call that Schoolhouse Hill. There we go. We got a little bit of shocks in the front here. Okay, here comes some wood. Get over it. Oh yeah, it handles. This is about the extent of its off-road right here. It just rides really smooth. You can just like do these cruising leans like this very smoothly. These larger wheels handle this little gravel road a little better than my other scooters with the smaller wheels on them. We're going a little fast, 16, 17 back here on this. Woo! And both the brake levers are nice and easy to grab a hold of. That's the front, that's the back. And both of them will lock up this scooter pretty quick. All right, at this tree, oh yeah, that was probably, I would say that's 15 feet, stopping from 20 miles per hour. All right, let's take it back here and let me give you my final thoughts on this Hiboy X300. Top speed, I've got this thing up to 24 miles per hour. You can see my top speed. Average speed was around about 10 miles per hour. I think this would be a great option for anyone just kind of like zipping around town, maybe around campus or something like that. And these 12-inch tires are very comfortable for like a larger style scooter, because a lot of scooters only have 10-inch tires on them. 12-inch tires makes a lot of difference when you're kind of like just cruising down the road. And for what it is, I think it's a great value for the price. I think you get your money's worth out of this because of the fact that it's more of a larger style scooter. I thought it was one of the most comfortable riding scooters I've had in a while. It's a very comfortable ride. Even though it doesn't have a rear suspension on it, it's just got a front suspension. I think it's a very comfortable ride for what it is. If you're wanting more of an off-road type scooter, or one that just really burns up the road and goes really fast, this probably ain't gonna be the scooter for you, honestly. And everybody, I will leave links below on this Hiboy X300 where you can pick one up, and some of the gear that I'm using, and leave in the comments below if you've used one of these. I like hearing what you guys have to say and get your opinion on it. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got on the Hiboy X300 powered by Giro. See y'all in the next video.